What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to It's in the Blood. It's me, Alex, and here is Dad. How's it going, Dad?
Cool. I'm having a good day.
I'm
And you're having internet issues.
I'd be having a better day if my internet would be cooperating with me. I don't understand why. I just can't figure it out. But other than that, it's been my day off. So I've been a bum at home today, and it's been nice. And so, I've had a relatively good day as well.
I couldn't be happier with today. We got run around ragged at work today. I started my other live. When I started it, Maui looked rough, and Reds were getting beat in the first inning. I come in here, and I just go check the score a few minutes ago to see what's up, and we're tied up in the top of the eighth. Do you know how we got there?
Yeah, I mean, we just started bad. And so, when I say that, I don't mean, completely bad. First inning, top of the inning, our first three guys get on base. Or first two guys, first three guys get on base. We get a base hit, a walk, and a hit by a pitch. And then, three strikeouts consecutive, which really sucked. We went through six guys in the first inning with nothing to show for it. And then I tune in to listen to it because I can't watch it, and so I'm listening to it. And all of a sudden, the bases are loaded, and there's no outs. And I'm like, okay, this is a really bad way to start the game. And, he got it under control, only gave up 2 runs, and there was basically just nothing until the 6th inning. Or the 5th inning, I think the Reds, started scoring, and then the 6th inning, Maui gave up 1 more run off a double. And, I can't be too mad about that because, after that terrible first inning, he held it together for almost 5 whole innings before anything happened.
And that's
so now they're just battling it out. Who's going to give first? I think we had Art Warren come in, and he closed that inning, which was almost got away from him just now. And so I haven't checked in on the last 10 minutes. I've been watching the NBA finals today. And so.
Yeah, right. So it's bottom of the 8th. I can't tell you who's up to bat, but there's nobody out, and they got a 2-2 count, nobody on base. So I'll keep tabs on that. And then we're at the end of the 3rd quarter in the NBA finals, and Phoenix has got a pretty sizable lead.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think this lead comes down to the fact that Giannis is shooting 50% free throws. And look, I'm not speaking for I want the Bucks to win. I'm Phoenix all the way. But I've watched that man take over 10 free throws today, and every time he takes 2, I see him miss at least 1. And I think that lead would not be all of what it is. But some of the fouls were also ticky-tacky that got him to the line. And so, it could go either way. And so I think the Suns are playing really well. I missed most of the 2nd quarter, but I watched all the first, and I watched the closing last all of the 3rd, but the last 30 seconds before I ran in here. It's been a pretty good game. Milwaukee came out real hot. They had the lead up until I think the 26-point mark was when the Phoenix took their first lead of the game, and they just haven't let back. They haven't let loose, or they have completely let loose, and they haven't stopped, no breaks, and they're playing like a game that wants to be a sweep.
I kind of thought that we might end up with a sweep in this series. I'm big on Chris Paul. If there's ever a guy that you want to see win.
Yeah, 16 years in any career, whether it be sports or, what we do or whatever, is a long time. And to really have nothing to show for it other than a couple all-star trips is
and probably $50 million.
Well, yeah, but everybody around him is making that money too. So that's the thing about that is he has the same thing as everybody else has. And so, he's got a couple all-star trips and things like that. But really, he doesn't have anything to show for a 16-year career other than really good stats and, being a great ball player.
Yeah, he doesn't have what he wants, and
he doesn't have what he deserves.
Yeah, you're right. And he's definitely been a deserving player his whole career, and he's put forth a ton of effort trying to get there.
I didn't bring this up in the last stream or any of the streams after we knew who was going to be in the finals. But this was like the first time since like 1976 that every player in the finals, not one of them have ever been to the finals.
Really? So there's nobody on either team that's been in the NBA finals. That is a really weird statistic. Because
it's been like 40 years since the last time that happened.
That's very cool. Hey, and everybody that's out there right now, I noticed that, and I think I see this correctly because sometimes it doesn't update right, but I see 8 likes onto the stream today, and we very much appreciate that.
Absolutely. We're very close to our next milestone, and our next milestone means our next giveaway. So be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tell everyone about it. And the Reds just gave up a home run. But anyway, we're like 4 or 5 away from 200. Once we hit that 200, and we know YouTube's not going to take any of them away, we're going to do a giveaway for that. So be sure to stop in and share and like, subscribe, all what you got to do. What's up, Relic Reaper?
Oh, Don in here.
Support.
What's up?
I'm starting to be able to tell the difference between him and Ian because I see him more frequently.
So check this out. I just found out that that Don Garza, Relic Reaper Metal Detecting, he lives right by Blue Ash, just right around Cincinnati. So I'm going to go metal.
That's really close.
Yeah, I know. I knew he was in Ohio, but I thought he was further away. So, it wasn't one of those things that seemed like a normal, feasible thing to hang out. But I'm definitely gonna take the time to hang out with the guy. He was nice enough he's got some of the coolest stickers out there too.
Also, every time you say like his full name, because you don't just say like call him Don Ian, you say his full name, and like since this is a sports channel, naturally my head goes like sports direction, and I just keep thinking about that kid in Iowa. What's his first name? Luca Garza.
Luca Garza.
That's all I think of every time you say his name. I just think of that.
Yeah, he says he's going to a Reds game in a few weeks. Need to get caught up.
Hey, we're going to a Reds game in a few weeks too.
Yeah, we're going in August for sure.
The 21st. Maybe before or after. I think it's the 21st. Yeah, it's that Saturday night concert game.
Yeah, I'm not so tied in and want to see the concert that much. I'm not much into.
You don't want to see Vanilla Ice, dude?
To make fun of it, yeah.
Hey, I was never old enough to be able to enjoy that in its prime. So I'm going to enjoy every minute of it.
I think it's Vanilla Ice. I think Salt and Pepper.
What? Salt and Pepper? I didn't hear that. I heard some other ones, but that one, you can't even tell me you are not excited. Oh, that'll be a good game to go to.
Oh, the Cardinals. Heck yeah. See,
any division games are fun, whether we win or lose. I mean, I'm convinced that we're going to lose before we get there, so if we win, I get excited. Oh, hey, what's up, Rob?
Was you in the stream earlier when I showed Rob's picture?
Yeah, I saw Rob's face.
The picture that I showed?
Yeah, I saw it. It was pretty bad. Hey, Red Rob. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, yeah, but anyway.
You're Red Rob.
Yeah, it was real. Rob got hurricane burnt, basically. He was out wanting to hit them beaches waiting for after the hurricane to pass, and he got some sun.
To be fair, though, as a beach metal detector, after a storm seems like one of the more ideal times to do it.
Oh, it is. Because
he may be burnt, but I bet he had the time of his life and probably found some cool stuff.
I don't think he got the return that he wanted for his investment, but you know what? But here's the thing. when you're in Florida and you're on one of those coastlines, and I'm sure he'll comment here in a second. The thing of it is that, a tidal surge like that to disrupt the sand gives you the opportunity to bring up something epic from before, like Spanish gold or something like that from a shipwreck. And that's what they get out there burning it up for.
Don said,
Okay.
Hey, this is sport time, not metal detecting.
Oh, dude, we got plenty of time for both. If we get wound up, we'll sit here until the sun comes up. But yeah, so
I'm going card hunting in the morning. So card hunting, yeah.
What are you looking for
Friday?
Tomorrow?
Friday's restock. I'm coming to Carrollton, so you probably should meet me there.
Yay! What time?
I don't know yet. I got to get my dog's bath tonight, so we'll see how long that takes. I also have to figure out how to change that shower head. I got a list, but I'm off tomorrow, so if I don't get the morning, I have all day.
Right on. Just let me know what time you're going to be here. I'll gladly make time for you.
I thought you said car hunting. Yeah, I felt like I said car hunting, and for some reason I couldn't hold that D on the end of it. And so, I understand because, when I said it, it sounded in my head like I said card or car. Rob wants to come up here, so I'm dropping the link.
Heck yeah. So let's see the red raccoon show his face.
He's not that red today.
But I was pretty stoked to learn that Don lived that close. Because
that's super cool.
That's Colin close.
Yeah, we got Colin on one end and you got him on the other end. They're both 45 minutes one way?
Pretty much. Don might be a little tougher to get there in that time frame just because
just because traffic.
But getting to Colin's pretty fast. But anyway, I was super stoked because I just I definitely want to meet the man because he's been around for a while.
Are you calling him old?
No.
You said he's been around for a while.
He's
the man of the hour.
I've been around our channels and stuff. Look at that. He looks like a little strawberry.
Yeah, he's been around for a while.
I've been around our channels.
That's our strawberry shortcake.
He looks like a little strawberry.
It was funnier hearing it twice. That's our strawberry shortcake.
He looks like a little strawberry.
What's up, bro?
Hilarious.
We have a good time.
It doesn't look as bad as that picture I sent Shane yesterday. That looked really.
I was on the stream when he showed that. That was rough. That's worse than my shirt rough.
Yeah, he was. I felt bad for him when I saw it.
I got called by the Clarks today. They were like, "We just want to make sure you're okay." I said, "I'm out hunting," and they were like, "Are you really?" I go, "Yeah, but I found a nice big corn lot with a lot of shade trees that Dalton and I hit, and then Swifty wanted my number so he can make sure I was okay. Tommy texted me last night, said I thought I should go to the hospital, and Pat made sure I was okay today, and I mean all kind of people. I felt really nice. Everybody was checking on me today.
So we always divert our topics based on if somebody wants to come in here and be in here tonight. I got a quick question for you, and me and Alex have been beating this around, and I think you and I actually discussed it a little bit. But with the Lightning winning the NHL championship, and that's a repeat, and with the Buccaneers winning a Super Bowl, and then with the Rays playing such good baseball that they are. Is Tampa Bay actually becoming a major sports dominant area in this country?
I think with the second win of the Lightning, yes, because your first win was both our previous wins and the Rays going to the Super Bowl. I mean the World Series, even though they lost it, all three were during COVID, so you didn't really have fans, and that's what I listened to the players talk about yesterday in their wrap up was they got to do it in front of a full stadium full of fans. And then not only was the stadium full, but the Lightning Stadium sets up the big screens outside, and there was thousands of people out in the parking lot, and they got to watch it live too. So, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I just
I can tell you we're no longer the laughing stock of the sports world. I can tell you that.
well, it's really come together rather fast, and you know what, everybody can argue back and forth whether or not Tom Brady has that much to do with the Super Bowl. I tend to think that he was just a component, a part of a team that was poised to win a Super Bowl regardless with the right.
No, see, I 100% disagree with you. I don't think we'd have ever got there with Jameson.
No, I didn't say Jameis Winston. They needed a quarterback change, but
okay.
I can give you 10 quarterbacks in the NFL that they could have traded for, not with the reputation of Brady that they could have won a Super Bowl with.
Oh, yeah, I think we could have done it. We could have probably done it with Aaron Rodgers.
Patrick Mahomes.
Well, you have to pick an
definitely Mahomes. I mean,
I was thinking somebody like
that's what I've been arguing is everyone thinks it's just like I hate Tampa Bay, and it's like no, I don't hate Tampa Bay. My problem has never lied with Tampa Bay ever. Like I love that organization. They have my favorite stadium in the whole world. I have no issues with Tampa Bay. I'm happy for them that they got a ring after the long years of suffering. I'm still convinced that they were on the verge of having a breakout year. All they needed was a competent quarterback. Like that was it.
Well, we got a lot more than a competent quarterback. I think not only was it his skill set that a lot of people said. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I sit here sometimes while I'm eating breakfast, fixing my eggs and bacon for my Atkins program, and I'll flip on Brady videos, and there must be 15, 20 people that have made Brady videos. And all they've done is taken all the NFL announcers over the last 2 years that have actually slammed the guy and said he's a bum now, and they just put that in their videos right before they show him killing everybody last season. And I just love watching it. I absolutely love watching it.
Okay, so they had the worst record of all the playoff teams, other than the Washington,
Redskins.
but that was because that division is terrible.
Redskins.
Rob, you're the Redskin, buddy. But if you think about it, and look, when you hate somebody as much as I do, you give them the same amount of attention of someone that you love. So in my spot right here would be Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow on the love, and Tom Brady over there, and probably Aaron Rodgers on the not so love. And I watch everything they do. I study them just so, when I talk bad about them, I don't sound dumb. And, Tom Brady would not have taken Tampa Bay to the Super Bowl if their defense wasn't as unstoppable as they are.
Yes, but I think that's why he came here.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. He would never go.
He knew he maybe only had 2 or 3 years left, and you're not going to want to go somewhere and become insignificant your last 2 years and just everybody say, hey, he should have.
Yeah.
Look when Steve Young left the Niners and went to the Chiefs. He went to the Chiefs because they had a good team, and he was hoping to put them over the edge.
Yeah, I agree completely. It was a very smart move for Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Like, it was very, very well planned. But the thing is everyone said that Brady did it. But I was like, he had just as many interceptions in the playoff run they had this year as he did touchdowns. So that means he is not the reason. Like, I'm not talking regular season. He threw some questionable interceptions in the regular season, but I'm talking specifically playoffs. If they had not had that defense in the playoffs, they would not have won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but almost every team's had a great defense in the Super Bowl lately. The Ravens won a Super Bowl with fucking Trent Dilfer. I mean,
yeah. You're right.
I mean, we had Trent Dilfer, and it wasn't until after he left that we found, was it him or I can't. We had a quarterback here that after he left our team, we found out he was freaking colorblind.
That's
Jameis Winston?
No, years ago. I can't remember if it was we had a quarterback that was colorblind. I mean, how the hell do you know what jersey to throw to?
Jameis Winston. I'm pretty sure they offered Jameis Winston eye surgery after the season, and he got it.
And you talk about you talk about Brady had a few picks. Yeah, he did. He had a couple bad picks in the beginning of the season. If you look at his second half of the year stats over his first half, I think he just spent the first half year getting warmed up because he was phenomenal. The second half.
I know. Yeah, the second half of the season,
I'll take 7 or 8 picks. I'll take 7 or 8 picks over 33 any
Well,
day.
yeah, anybody naturally would take that. Anybody would not want 30 picks in a season, but he had like 6 or 7 in the playoff runs, and I just feel like, for such a, well-known and,
Yes, but
well-loved quarterback, that is just not good.
over 4 games, that's 1.5 a game.
Yeah, but he had 3 in one game. They shouldn't have made it to the Super Bowl because, one, the head coach in Green Bay is incompetent. They kicked a field goal at the end of the game, and the Washington put up a hell of a game. And
I did. I just rewatched the Washington game, and that was a close game, like you've talked about before. But I bet there's people in Green Bay right now. They're going to be talking about that field goal kick for freaking years.
Oh, I'm going to be talking about that for years because that was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
And I think I think once Aaron Rodgers eventually retires, he's going to answer that question lately and say, I 100% disagreed with that call. I know he's going to.
Someone asked him about it on Jeopardy when he was hosting, and I thought that was the funniest thing ever because he just laughed. He said, who made that? The guy said, who made that decision to kick the field goal? And Aaron Rodgers just laughed. Obviously he's not going to say anything, but that was just the fact that someone said that on Jeopardy was too good.
Well,
that was as dumb as the pass interference call about 4 years ago on that Steelers-Rams game that put the Rams in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. That was the worst penalty call I've ever seen in my life.
If you look back to the year that in '79 when we had the great defense with Leroy Selman and all those guys back then, when we lost that game to the Rams in the NFC Championship game 9-0. And our guy caught that ball in the end zone, but the ball touched the ground, and they ruled it an incomplete pass. That's the play that the league changed the rules that the ball could touch the ground if you had control of it. But they didn't. But that rule wasn't there yet, so they didn't award that. We would have been 9-7 in the third or fourth quarter. It would have been a whole different game. But but that's a complete pass now. Then it wasn't.
Right. But do you know what pass interference call I'm talking about on that Rams-Saints game?
No, I couldn't go back that far.
It wasn't.
I'm pulling it up. This is probably the worst call I've ever seen.
I know we had a couple questionable ones in ours.
Worst no call, I should say.
Along the way, and I know that it goes hand in hand, and the Brady lovers of the world are going to say, but along the way, when you're in any kind of playoff series, you do need a couple lucky bounces to go your way to win games.
Yeah,
Luck
I agree.
does play a part in winning games like that. So and the other thing about Tom, I will say this is that I'm not a big fan. I don't particularly like him, but he's managed his own career fairly well. He picked the right place to play and put himself in the best chance to win a Super Bowl. There was only maybe one other.
He's managed.
There's only one other place he could have won a Super Bowl last year, probably. So he did. I mean, he did play well, and all he had to do was outperform Jameis Winston. I mean, that team is. And you know what?
Cut those picks
compared to Jameis Winston. Yeah, compared to Jameis Winston, he looks like a savior.
Yeah. And you know what? And then at the end of the day, where credit is really due is the amount of arm strength he still has at 43 years old.
That's true.
That bomb he threw to Scotty Miller in the corner of the end zone at the Green Bay game, I mean, he put that baby on the numbers.
You know what? The only person on that team I have more of a problem with than Tom Brady is Scotty Miller. And I don't know why.
He's great.
But I hate that guy. I seriously, if I could slap a football player, it would probably be Scotty Miller. Out of all 32 teams, it would be him. And it has nothing to do with that game.
I love the guy.
I don't like Scotty Miller.
No. Wanting to go around slapping guys, I guess not.
I mean, I could probably slap Tom Brady if I got the opportunity, but I would definitely slap the shit out of Scotty Miller.
See, if I got to meet Tom Brady, I would just walk up and shake his hand and say thank you. That's all. I mean, and you from the previous chats I've been here that when he was a Patriots fan, I couldn't stand him. I've admitted that to people. You can call me fair weather fan. You can call me whatever you want. The second he came to our team, he was our guy. I'll be honest with you. We've had an organization. This organization's had a history of getting so-so fair quarterbacks and either so-so or below so-so coaches. Okay, so to go out and get Bruce Arians, and then the next year Tom Brady, our management stepped up, and our management's had a lot of years where they've just put their head in the sand.
And then I think the best thing that they could have possibly done was did everything in their power to preserve this team for next year.
And that's exactly what the Lightning did.
Yeah, I agree.
I still feel that, what brought this all on is I still feel that if Tampa Bay wins one more championship in any of the three majors that they're a part of, anytime relatively soon, that's going to be a hot topic on sports cities, especially at places that people want to go play, because people want to see winning, baseball, football, hockey. They want to see winners. And if you're winning games, that just improves your market drastically.
Well, look what they said when we took that stadium tour. Okay, hang on. She's got it up here.
Yeah, it took me a second, but I full screen this. This was the call that basically sent the Rams to the Super Bowl to get defeated by Tom Brady.
Quick snap. Brady's.
He just hit him. Hang on, this quality is terrible. Look at that.
The ball wasn't even there yet.
Oh my God! How could you not call that?
Yeah, no call.
He wasn't looking at the ball.
And early.
Oh, he was way early. See, you can interfere with the guy if you're going for the ball because you've got as much right to go for the ball as the receiver, but the ball was 20 feet away.
Yeah, and the thing is it was under 2 minutes, and since they didn't call it, they couldn't review it.
Well, you definitely have a really good point there, Alex.
Yeah.
Our first date was to watch that shitty Super Bowl.
That is true. That was the worst Super Bowl ever.
Well, who's Card Sharks?
Shelby.
Well, why? It was Shelby last time.
Well, we have another channel, but she uses that one on the live stream now to promote.
See, you guys are just confusing me now. Okay. Hi, Shelby.
It's our card channel.
So, Rob, we were doing baseball cards and we were intertwining it into our sports. But then the girls wanted to do other types of cards as well, so split it off into another channel so that therefore you're not convoluting your audience.
Ah, okay. That's where the Card Sharks come from. Okay.
So we've each I know they've done a ton of videos for their Pokemon cards, and
we got a new baseball video coming out tomorrow, and I'm pretty excited about that one.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I never thought ripping packs of cards would be so addicting and fun, but it is.
Every time we start ripping cards at the house,
I haven't messed with cards in a long time.
I feel like if you wanted some collectible cards, I probably have some worth your while.
But it's to be honest, Rob, it's a great way for us to get family time, man. I mean, this is one way, but to do just to go out and hunt and look for them because they're so hard to find these days in the stores. People buy them up as soon as they come out, so we go hunt them, we jump on them, we buy as many as they'll let us buy, and then we do stuff together.
Yeah, well, see, me and my mom had coin collecting. We went to coin shows together.
That's
hell yeah. Anytime you can do something with your kids, spend time with your family, that's a win. And that's what I look for is being able to spend time with my kids.
My father never liked to travel. My mother loved to travel. And the second my mother stopped mourning my father or that period was over, I mean, we never remembered what she looked like. She was in her car driving all across the country. It's in her 70s. We had to get her a CB radio because this was back in the days before cell phones.
Yeah, it's so funny because, like you said, like you went to coin shows and stuff, and so like Dad does like metal detecting, and we do the cards, but Dad also does the cards. But the types of shows that me and Dad went to as a kid were nothing sports, nothing cards, and nothing metal detecting related. We went to reptile conventions. Like that is this kind of shows we went to.
What kind?
Like reptiles, like snakes and stuff
okay.
like that. Yeah, we went to the big giant conventions that those rooms were just lined with all kinds of creatures. That we used to do that like twice a year when I was little. Those things are awesome.
I think coin collecting as a kid was one. It is a very easy segue into metal detecting.
Oh, for sure.
Also, Relic, Dawn. We actually, I'll have the video out on the Card Sharks channel and probably the next week or so. We actually ripped a pack of hockey cards the other day. We don't really watch hockey all that much, but we got our hands on a pack, and since sports cards are so hard to find, we kind of just take what we can get. And we found some cool stuff in those, for not really doing hockey that much. I had a lot of fun digging into those.
Now, if you find a card of the Lightning goalie, now that he just won the MVP for this, would that increase his value as on a card or one of his other cards?
Yeah,
Sure.
that's what they tell you about collecting cards is like if you get a card right now and it's like not – oh, I got a good example because this is sitting right here. So this guy right here, we pulled him a couple weeks ago. He's a Reds rookie from this year. And his name's Jose Garcia. Well, on the card it is. And Dad told me a couple months ago his mother passed away due to COVID. And he changed his last name like in her honor. And so if this guy ever becomes like really popular and we hold on to this, it could be very valuable because they're not going to print them anymore with this last name.
Because that's going to be a card before his name change. Yep.
So just a quick update. Phoenix won the game by 10 tonight, 118-108, and the Reds lost 5-3. Boo, Milwaukee.
Yeah, Giannis put up 42 points and he couldn't. If he would have made those freaking free throws, I bet they could have at least made it a closer game, which would have changed things. But man, sucks. And the best part about it is that so they've played in Phoenix the first 2 games, and every time Giannis goes to the free throw line, because there was a big controversy about him. I guess there's like a time frame you have to shoot your free throws, and he was taking way too long. And so all the Phoenix Suns every time he went up to the line, just started counting. Like the whole crowd was just counting up to like 12 or whatever. Hey, what's up, Peyton?
Is there a time limit at the free throw line?
Yeah. I guess there.
It's supposed to be, I think, 5 seconds to shoot.
Yeah, and he's taking 12 plus seconds every time at the line in the Brooklyn Nets series.
Don, thanks for coming in, buddy.
Don, I appreciate you, man. We'll be in touch. Me and you'll be talking before too long for sure.
Absolutely.
Hope you can get down to Florida, Don.
We'll be back next year, Rob.
Yeah,
I hope Clearwater instead of Orlando this time.
I
don't want to stay in Orlando again. I definitely want to try to hit the Jacksonville-Miami half, at least for a small portion of our trip, because that stadium tour has got me at it. All the stadiums are on my bucket list. Tampa Bay was just one of my top priorities, and it was so close to us. But since Miami and Jacksonville are there, I might try to swing that, at least one of them. But
when we
stayed in down on the beach, I would 100% go down there and stay again because everything was walking distance. Plus, you had the beach right there.
When I got there yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, when after the hurricane, when they opened the beach back up, I got there, I guess, about 11, and the wind was, I couldn't even record. The wind was blowing so hard,
so loud.
Yeah, and then all the white fluffy sand was stripped off the beach to where it looked like a flat desert. And you could just walk around and pick up coins. The beach had exposed all the coins that were just under the surface. And the other nice thing was all the bottle caps were laying on top, so I didn't have to dig any of them.
Man, it made for an easy trip.
And then the other ones was the real deep ones that you couldn't have
Right.
gotten to before without without losing a few inches of sand that you wouldn't have detected them. So, yeah, I came home. I heard your dad saying before I was able to get my camera on that I didn't get the return I wanted. I didn't. I was hoping to come home with a gold or silver ring. I only came home with a costume ring. But yeah, I couldn't pass that up. I don't care if I got sunburned or not. It was a great day. I still came home with 46 coins. Oh, I did find a pair of women's glasses that my digging buddy looked up, and she said they sell for $65. So that was a nice find.
Dang. Hold on to your glasses, man. Shelby said we did get some
Yes,
lightning
I
cards.
see that. Yes. Well, good deal, Shelby. I like that name. These two have two unusual names.
Shelby?
Yeah, Shelby's a cool name. That's a cool car.
Yeah,
Shelby
well, so her parents will never admit it, but she was 100% named after a Mustang. I know her dad, and he told me the other day, he said, I think my next car, I'm going to get a GT Mustang. There's no way she wasn't named after a Mustang.
That's what she drives.
She literally drives a Mustang as well.
What was Mustang Shelby's first name?
Carol.
See, your dad knew that. Very good, Shane.
Hey, my brain is full of useless knowledge, guaranteed.
I have a lot of random useless knowledge, but when it comes to cars, it's just not for me. I like Corvettes.
It's funny, guys. We do trivia every Tuesday night, and there was a night that Denise and I went to another. Well, it's not even a sports bar; it's a restaurant called. Oh shit, I can't remember the name. Well, anyway, the same company does the trivia on Thursday nights, and we hadn't been on a Thursday night one, so we went. But it was just Denise and I, and the guy there's a bonus round, and that's where you win or lose the whole tournament. And they usually do a 3 or 4 or 5 point bonus round or part question. You got to get all the parts right, or you don't get any points. He did a 10-part question. He took 10 teams, and you had to line them up with the 5 cities that these 10 teams were in. Like he would say the Jets and the Sharks. So you had to say that the Jets were the New York Football, and then so he did 10 teams, and you had to come up with 10 cities and the 10 sports they were with. Like he did like the Kings. Well, I knew the Kings were a basketball team, and I knew they were a hockey team, and I got 9 out of the 10 cities right, and I couldn't remember where.
What was the 10th one?
Sacramento.
The 10th one was the Kings that for hockey. I didn't know where they went to. I thought they went to Washington.
Oh, I didn't know that there was a Kings hockey team.
What's the hockey team in California?
Sacramento.
L.A. What's their team name?
Kings.
Yeah. See, I didn't know that. That was the only one I didn't know. I had all the football, all the baseball right, and that was the only. I got 9 out of 10 right, but since we didn't get all 10, we got 0 points.
Oh.
Well, that's kind of a random but kind of cool thing. Peyton said the Suns scored 118 in both games.
Now the Suns are what, Phoenix?
Yeah.
Sure.
See, Peyton's another cool girl's name.
Well, he's a boy. He was named after Peyton Manning. That's Shelby's nephew.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because the picture just looks like long hair from what I can see.
I think the picture, it's him and his girlfriend.
Oh, okay. I see the other face sideways. Okay. Naturally, my look went to the female.
Yeah. And so on these little circles,
Peyton. I was looking at your girlfriend.
Circles, it looks like you can mostly see her than him.
Yeah, I would say Shelby's right with that Michael Jordan card there.
I heard something I was watching one of those like sports specials, like 30 for 30, whatever, where they just go into random people about random things. And they were talking about Michael Jordan cards. So
Uh-oh.
First win.
Did you freeze?
I just realized that I was frozen. Yeah,
Right.
only one card company owns like where they're allowed to have Michael Jordan cards. And so like there was I don't remember who it was, but one other brand of cards got sued because there was a card for another player, but in the bottom corner of it there was a small, like, you could barely tell it was him, but it was Michael Jordan, like you could see his head. And because of that they got sued because he was in it and he wasn't allowed to be on that brand of card. She said, I'm a huge car gal. Yeah, that's where
Good
we're
for
off.
Shelby.
I don't know anything about cars.
Well, she'll make it up for you.
I can change a tire.
That's a big thing. A lot of girls can't do that.
I can change
Hell,
and plug a
there's
tire.
there's plenty of guys out here now that can't do that.
It's because my generation's mostly lazy.
Man, I grew up under a hood.
Well, to be fair, my dad is not much of a car guy either. So that's why I don't know anything about cars, is because he knows just a little bit more than me. He could probably tell me what was wrong with it, but he probably couldn't fix most of it.
I don't know. I probably got more like I said, my brain is full of useless knowledge. You ask me a question, I may have an answer just because I remember stuff like that very well. What I don't remember is things that I need to remember.
That's true.
Like,
yeah, you talk about that. My buddy called me over the weekend and said another one of our friends, a guy, I'm not as close to him as my buddy is, but his wife passed away last week, and he called me up over the weekend and told me the funeral date, which was yesterday. And he called me up yesterday afternoon and goes, "You forgot, didn't you?" And I went, "Fuck." Yep.
Sons and four.
So I'll be sending him a card.
yeah, funerals. You want to talk about something that makes me more uncomfortable than anything? It's a funeral home.
That's me too. The last funeral I went to, it was a really good person that I actually was close to. It wasn't just like a friend of a friend kind of thing. And I went, and I think I held my breath the entire time I was in there. That I had to leave early because I was like going to pass out. Like I just can't handle funerals. I took.
And you freezing again.
18-year-old kid that got.
Yeah, but that's a good shot.
What?
That was a good shot, though. You froze up, but it was a good pick of you. Your hair looked good.
Thanks. But yeah, I just funerals are not for me. I don't handle them well. I don't even have to know the person. I can't.
We had a guy at the police department who worked part-time for a funeral company, and he was getting his funeral director's license. So when he retired from the police department, he could work full-time at the funeral. And I was like, better you than me, buddy, because we had to go watch the autopsy in the police academy, and that shit wasn't for me.
No, I don't even know what's worse, being like a funeral director or like a mortician. Like, now that takes a really special kind of person to be able to just work on dead bodies all day. Like I could not sit in a room, like that all day for 8 hours or however long they work.
Yeah, you say you couldn't, and I agree with that. But I wouldn't want to become numb to seeing dead bodies on a table. You know what? You know what I'm saying? That's traumatic, regardless of whatever it is. I don't want to ever become numb to something like that.
Well, trust me, I was a police
went to
officer.
school with people who went to school to do that. Like they just knew they wanted to do that, and I was like, "You're messed up. You need to see help." Like you're 16 years old, and you're like, I'm going to college to work on dead bodies, and I'm like,
who wants to be a mortician at 16?
Oh well, the person that I went to school with.
Yeah, that's a little goth right there.
I'm just saying, the person that I met in high school who said that to me actually went through all the years of college and became a mortician. That's that. No, thank you.
That just can't be great. That just can't be a great conversation when you're looking to find, somebody to spend your time with. Oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a waitress at the restaurant. Oh, I cut up dead bodies. I just, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's something for normal people. I'm sorry if you're a mortician, but it doesn't seem like that's a normal. My brain pattern doesn't allow me to think like that.
Yeah, same. I mean,
well, Shane, the reason I looked your channel up today, and happened to see that you were live, because I have to admit I forgot about Thursdays. Is that I wanted to see how many views you had on your Florida digging video, because mine hit 219 today, and that's a lot for me for dirt and metal detecting video.
Like 2,300 or something?
No, not your live stream, but the actual dig video.
150 or so?
That's what I usually get. So when I'm at 219 with yours, that's
well, what I've learned over the last couple of months is anytime I do something that's collaboratory in any way, shape, or form, it's 2 audiences instead of 1. So, and then you having the idea to piggyback one right after the other was good for everybody. So, kudos to Rob.
kudos to Rob.
I'm happy as heck. It's been my #1 video since it went up, Shane.
That's nice. I'm glad, because I was sitting there. We were talking about it before you came in the stream tonight. We were talking about I was talking about the differences in digging in Florida, and I was talking about just how much that little baby yard produced when we got there. And there were so many coins that just came out of that yard, and it was like so small. You would have never imagined that you were going to pull 30 or 35 coins out of a yard like that.
Well, we did a huge double lot corner lot today, Dalton and I don't know who partied there. This lady said she'd been living there 18 years. I don't know who partied there before her, but I bet we took 60 beer bottle caps out of the yard. I felt like I was digging the beach, but I mean, it was super easy digging because of all the rain we had. And we still got, Dalton got 4 or 5 Wheaties there, and I got 3, and then he got the Merc, and then he got the Silver Cross. I got the little, I mean, this is a beautiful, beautiful little vintage charm right here. You can't really see it, but it's got beautiful scroll work and fancy on it. I was hoping it was silver, but it's not. But that was like 9 inches down. That's really old. It's just an old charm. And then I got this huge aluminum token. Buddy, that rang up like a perfect $50, let me tell you.
Well, it looks like a $50.
It is. It's just
one aluminum
ones, but it's got the bicentennial fife and drums on it. On the back, it's got a flea market address. So I got to look up and see if that flea market's even still around.
Is that aluminum, Rob?
Yeah, it's aluminum.
That's going to sound good.
Oh, I thought I was telling the camera, I'm like, this is an absolute perfect silver signal, and nope, it was a token.
Yeah, but you heard it, you found it, you dug it.
Nope. I see Kitty.
Hi, Miss Shelby.
Oh, hello. How many cats do you have, Rob?
How many cats?
Yeah.
The white one and then a black one.
I was going to say, I remember seeing the black one, but that white one sitting behind you is new.
That's Thugman.
Thugman?
Thugman. We call him Thugman because he beats up his sister all the time.
That's awesome.
His real name is Zeus. He is a ragdoll, and Denise got ragdolls because we watch a lot of we doggy sit a lot of doggies, and they are very doggy friendly. They're very kid friendly. They're very mellow. They like to be picked up and held. And we got him and his brother when they were like this big, and they were just the most adorable things in the world. And we came home Christmas Eve night 2 years ago, and he was sitting there licking his brother who had just died. Oh. It was the saddest night. Denise freaked out. We got in the car. I'm actually doing CPR on a cat because he still had bubbles coming out of his mouth, and I was hoping we could bring him back. And we rushed him down to the vet, and he was gone. And so we took him to our regular vet, and we didn't know it when we picked him, we got him both, but he had an enlarged heart. And the vet said, even if you guys were home, there was absolutely nothing you could have done. And he was just miserable without his brother. So we went to a cat adoption thing. We went and adopted Miss Athena. She's older. She's like 8 years old. She needed a good home, and she's a wonderful little kitten. But he misses his brother, and he tries to play with her, and he plays too rough, and then she starts batting him around, and then he jumps on her and bites her in the neck, and we've got to smack him, and so he got the nickname Thugman.
Suckman. I've never heard that before, so that's a good name.
But that's his little spot right there, looking out the window. He's 18 pounds. He's 18 pounds. He's a big boy.
I was gonna say, he looks like a big cat.
And Miss Athena, she's only like 12 pounds. So yeah,
I feel like
she can hide under the bed. He can't squeeze under the bed, so she can hide from under the bed. Hi, Miss Shelby.
Our cat's about 11. Hi.
I'm surprised the cat's not on your neck right now, Shelby.
Oh, I put him in his bed, and I made this so that we have a coffee table that his bed sits under, and we took the divider out of the dog cage once they grew too big for it, and we had 2 of them, and I created a jail cell.
And she froze like that.
Yeah, I froze. I know, but I created a jail cell under the coffee table when I'm trying to take the dogs out, or I'm doing something and I don't need him under my feet, but he can still lay in his bed. So I put him in there before the stream so he didn't mess with the dogs, and I just had, he's just sleeping in his bed right now.
Can I ask you two a personal question? You guys live together, or you guys live separate?
Yeah, we live together.
Okay, because there's like 2 different backgrounds.
Oh, well, we're in 2 different rooms. There'd be an echo if we were next to each other.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
And so
I usually hang out in the living room.
Well, I'll show you. It's a little bit of a mess right now, but this is the office.
Oh, cool. Who plays the drums?
I have a little bit of everything.
That is something I have absolutely zero talent in. As anything musicality, I have zero talent.
My only
I'm not
other
musically talented.
Yeah, my only other passion other than sports is music. So
I love music. I
things
absolutely
that
love
keep me
listening to music. I love classic rock. I love everything about music. If you gave me the choice of never watching TV again or not listening to music, I'd get rid of TV in a heartbeat.
Oh, same.
I would agree.
Yep.
I can't live without music.
I thought of a good.
That's the one thing COVID truly took away from me. I remember being at work and all these places were closing down, but we hadn't said anything about closing down yet at the casino. And these people in my department were like, "Oh, my cruise got canceled, all this," and I had a music festival that May. Me, Dad, and Shelby, and all of us had a music festival, and I was like, you know what? I don't even care about COVID. My music festival's still going. I don't care. And everyone's all in bad mood for the last 3 weeks we were open. And then right before we closed, I got an email and they closed my music festival, and I thought my life was ending. I was so upset. I was like, you could take everything else away from me, but don't take that. And it never came back.
Again this year.
Yeah, they took it again this year, and so hopefully next May.
We'll be there. It'll be there. Everything will be back.
I just can't wait to get punched in the face and drowned in someone else's sweat.
Well, I saw your comment right at the beginning of the stream. Only 4 weeks to go to preseason. I can't wait.
Oh man, Rob, you don't know. I'm so worked up about football. I'm so glad that the NBA is finally in the finals, because I know as soon as the finals are over, we're still talking about baseball, but everything gets shifted from basketball to football. Everyone's going to be talking about it. So we only got 2 weeks left, and then it's going to be all football all the time. I mean, like I said, there's still baseball, but football comes first to me if I had to rank all of the sports. And so I am.
Rob, originally this channel derived from Sunday afternoon conversations that her and I would have about the football games, the 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock games. We look up at the clock and we'd be into conversation. It'd be almost 1 o'clock in the morning. We'd still be gabbing on about the 4 or 5 games during the day, and we was like, these conversations are way too good to waste them. So that's what brought this all on. I mean, and that's why we're doing this. It's just taking our former communication, and then we picked a bad time to start for what we like to talk about. But we picked a bad time to start, but it's really worked out pretty well because we've learned about other sports, and it's getting to be a lot of fun. And then Shelby's she's just as fired up as Alex is. So now I've got 2 more sports fanatics on my hands.
I feel like I projected onto her. Like, she loves sports, but I am just so wound up. I just throw it on her. And so she has no choice but to be that wound up too about it.
I know. It's like COVID. It's infectious.
Well, I'll tell you something here.
I feel like.
Go ahead, Shell.
Oh, I was gonna say, I feel like I was more focused on like college basketball and hockey before Alex and I got together, and then like it just shifted to football.
Do you two like women's college basketball?
I don't really watch college sports that much. Like, I like college sports, but I don't follow it.
I haven't this past year. I didn't really watch much women's college basketball, but I do enjoy watching it sometimes.
My sister and her wife they don't really like pro basketball, but they're really both big into college basketball, men and women's. And the women's NCAA tournament is coming to Tampa either this year or next year. And if I can afford it, I'm going to surprise them with tickets to one of the games.
That would be super awesome.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, I watched it this year, like the NCAA tournament women's, because of that one girl who played for, I think, Louisville. It might not have been Louisville. Whatever, their team was red, and she was really good. And so I even watched the WNBA draft just to see where she went. And I can't tell you where she went. A lot of things happened between now and then. But
welcome, heavy metal detective.
I followed it for a period of time. Yeah, I know you haven't, Colin. You know what? It's so good to see your name on our channel.
Yeah, he's been missed, hasn't he?
She says Shona Schimmel.
Yeah.
I feel like, I'm not going to say our channel's been dull, but I feel like you're like a good 15 to 20% of the life of our channel. And so seeing his name pop up, it just makes me happy because he likes to make me mad about like Lamar Jackson. like.
Yeah, but you know what? He is definitely a U of L guy, and the good part about Colin is that I can talk to him about Indiana University, and he's well versed because he lives close.
Right there. Yeah, I mean, he lives pretty much right between U of L and IU.
Well, you guys talk about the start of football season, 4 weeks to preseason. As much as this is a big Rays town, as much as they're doing well, the minute the Bucks start, the Bucks are the number one sports story here, really, no matter how well the Rays are doing.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from the Rays, but like
Pros.
Uh-oh.
I want to get
every time I have something to say is when it does that. I'll sit here and listen to you guys and it won't cut out at all. But as soon as I open my mouth, it's just like
the live stream gods are telling you something.
I don't know, maybe the live stream.
Yeah, get better internet. But you can't.
We can't. We have like one option other than this one, and it's not worth the money that we pay.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna start streaming from my phone.
Now, since this is actually a sports question, let me ask you guys a question. What do you think about what I personally consider that idiot woman that made the Olympic team and then now just got banned for marijuana?
I think that's stupid. She's from, I think they said Portland, first of all, where like every single drug is legal now. And secondly, they said it was a performance enhancing drug. Weed is not enhancing anything she's doing. Like, if anything, it's helping her chill out.
But let me ask you this. If you
I could understand.
it's a banned substance, Why would you go out there and get high and take a
No, I
chance,
agree. I think
ruining
this is
your
like the
one
same
chance to
thing.
go to the Olympics, the world stage, and you got to go smoke a doobie because
No,
So the
we're-
reason
from
the
that
reason
perspective, I
behind
agree.
her, yeah,
Do what,
but her
Shell?
reasoning behind going and getting high or whatever was in an interview after one of her races. A reporter told her that her mother had passed away, and that's how she found out. And
That
so that,
sucks.
yeah, and so that's how that
She could have
happened.
just went and drank though. Like,
Oh,
Yeah, but I mean,
no, I'm not gonna take a
I mean, I'm
side
not,
on
I'm
it.
not saying marijuana is any worse than drinking or smoking, but
yeah,
if that's the rules that the running committee or the track and field committee has,
No, yeah,
right.
I agree.
You
I
know
agree.
that.
Get what
If,
you're
if
saying.
she knows that
Hey.
it's banned, she shouldn't do it. But I feel like they're making a big deal of it because it's marijuana, not because of anything else. I'm like, she could be doing steroids, you know, and like,
no. They would call her out over anything because that's
But-
what we love, misery in our media.
oh yeah,
But here's the thing of it is that, you know what, you got to imagine. I don't advocate any kind of consumption of a banned substance because of for any reason, you know, for sympathy reason. Go to a doctor, get treated, get something that you're allowed to take. But the thing of it is that, you know, this girl trained her whole life for this Olympic moment, and she threw it all away over a flipping joint. And I think that is the dumbest thing in the world. That shows dumb shit.
Well, maybe
Sorry.
they are using it for a pot story, but I agree with Shane. If you, it was just
no, I
stupid.
agree.
You got to
That's
set a
why I'm
rule.
not going to take a stance on this. From one part of me wants to be like, it's just pot. It's not like she's doing meth. Let her run in the race. But at the other side, you know, it is a rule, and she should follow the rules just like everybody else should. So like, I'm not going to take a stance. I think it's just like stupid and
I
funny.
mean,
at the
look
same
at
time.
this guy that won the Kentucky Derby that's been investigated like 7 times for doping his horses up, and he's managed to weasel out of every one. And finally, they caught him
finally
again and
got him.
come up with some other excuse for this. This is the Kentucky Derby. It's the biggest race in the world. You got to, you know, there shouldn't have been anything in that stall that even give a reason to have that happen. So
No.
Didn't it say he like peed on his horse's hay and he got the horse
yeah,
high?
he came up with all these weird freaking reasons. Well, the guy had a cold and he sneezed on it. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, come on.
No,
No,
I
I-
agree completely. They should. I mean, obviously, it's happened. I think they said 7 times now. They should have been
Well-
watching him after the first time.
Well,
See,
I think that's why that horse got a double test.
You know, the thing about that one is that these trainers, you know, these guys got degrees. They know when they can treat these horses with these medications and get it out of their system down to the day. So you know what? It was a very slight miscalculation on their
That's
part.
right. That's exactly right. It
There
didn't
you
get out of the
go.
system as fast as they thought it would. That you're exactly right, Shane.
Yep, and that's and that's the reason. You know, it's not that they were trying. Maybe they weren't even trying to break the rules, but the rule got broken. You deserve to be banned. I believe. And you know what? And I hate to have that argument over that girl over marijuana because I could give a fuck less who smokes what. Does not matter to me, not one little bit. It's not about the pot. It's about the rule that was broken. I do think you need to follow rules.
Smoke it after you win your gold medal.
Yeah, no shit.
That's what Michael
Regular
Phelps
get hurt.
did.
Yeah.
He
yeah,
got in trouble for
you're
that,
exactly
though.
right.
They were like threatening to take his medals away because of it. I remember that.
Yeah,
He won like 9 gold medals, and they're like, "Was he
because I
doping
remember
with marijuana?"
I was really young when that happened. Like I would say like 13 at the oldest, and I was just like, "You really gonna take his gold medal for weed?"
Wait,
Like,
which swimmer are we talking about?
Michael
Michael
Phelps.
Phelps.
Michael Phelps. Oh yeah, you know, and I loved his reasoning behind smoking pot, so that he could get his appetite up, so he could get his carb intake, so he could do his workouts to build his muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but see,
I
now
watched an interview with him.
he's actually come to admit that he's got some I hate to use the word, say mental problems, but he's got some emotional problems or whatever, mental health issues, and he's at least admitted that. So, I mean, he's one of the bigger name athletes to come out and say he struggled with some mental health issues.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I think there was another guy, that baseball player, who like lost his eye or whatever. He came out and was talking about. I think he like either almost committed suicide or
He tried.
something happened. He lost his eye.
He tried to.
Yeah, he like
He
shot his
tried to
eye out or
commit.
something.
Yes. That's some like Blue Mountain State shit right there.
Oh yeah,
And what about this 24-year-old hockey goalie that just got killed with fireworks?
I didn't
What?
hear
got
about
killed with
that.
what?
Yeah, 24-year-old hockey goalie died in a fireworks explosion.
Ugh.
It went off in the wrong direction and it projectiled, I think, into his chest or his stomach. 24 years old.
When you here's the thing about fireworks. This brings me to another really strange point. I'm walking my dog down on the riverbank the other night, and then there's a family that's got an Escalade, and they're sitting there, and they got the mom and the daughter are sitting in the truck. They've got like an 8, 9, 10-year-old kid out there lighting bottle rockets, and they're going up in the air and they're firing off. That was the first thing that crossed my mind, is I didn't know anything about that. But what if one of those things what if he doesn't get it positioned in the bottle correctly and it shoots him? That's gunpowder. That's going to explode. What are you letting a kid play with a lighter for? But that could happen anywhere, because I've seen these commercial fireworks displays. The guys that do the ones for the one at Belterra, we have to go out there and help them set up, and they have to light theirs electronically. And when they light them, Rob, they're behind a plexiglass shield, and they light them from a control panel there just to block it from hitting them.
Look at the one in Ocean City, Maryland. Blew up at the afternoon of 4th of July. Something went wrong, and the entire barge blew up. And those guys are professionals.
Yeah, I mean, they're nothing to play with, and you got to be very careful with. I hate to sound like an old mother hen about stuff like that, but
no,
stuff like that can kill you.
When I did security at Magic Kingdom, walking around, when the park was closing and they did the final fireworks that night, when I would go through Cinderella's castle to walk to the back, I immediately got stopped by the pyrotechnic guys and said, "You cannot cross this line at Cinderella's castle. This is our pyrotechnic zone. You need to go around and walk. Even if you have to walk the long way around the park, you cannot." They were strict about that stuff with those fireworks.
I guess that's the thing that you have to be. I mean, there's so much destruction that one of them can cause because of how much gunpowder they possess. I mean, yeah, I'm sitting here reading Collins. He hit his head after getting out of the spa after a firework tipped over and fired.
Oh, wow.
running from it out of a jacuzzi.
That's
I
crazy.
mean, that's horrible. He might not have ran if he was high, though, right, Colin?
That's dark humor, all right. Oh, look at the guy. Look at the guy that played the Russian actor that played Pavel Chekhov on the new Star Trek movies. Killed his own car, ran him over. He got killed with his own car.
Damn.
That's
He parked. He had he lived like in a gated house, and he parked his SUV on his driveway a few feet from his mailbox, which was like in a concrete pillar in front of his fence, and it was a slate. And he went to get his mail, and his SUV wasn't in park, and it pinned him up against, and it crushed him up against his own pillar.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Yeah, he was like 28. I mean,
It's
I don't know. Freak accidents in this world are almost worse than just the normal stuff, you know?
He said, "I'm awful sorry." Then he pauses and said, "Still funny."
Hold on. Oh, Colin, you still in California?
Yeah, he said in your stream that he's there until like October.
I was just asking. I did not catch a lot of the chat in my stream tonight because I was really messed up and busy. Rob, I don't know if you were still in there for it, but I got a 500 Filipino peso super chat tonight, and I had to figure out what it was worth.
Well,
Oh,
you
yeah, he
you were
was there
pretty
because he commented on it.
busy. Your Kobe time. Yeah, I put in there 3 times what it was worth. It's equivalent of like $9.80.
Yeah, it credited me $12 and some change.
Oh, nice. Because when I first saw it, I commented, holy shit, man, somebody just left you $500. And then I saw the little P. But
Yeah.
so I went and looked it up, and yeah, it was.
I was flipping out because I didn't know what it was. I saw the 500 and Sean, his mouth dropped open, was like, what the, and I'm like, I don't know. And then I seen that it was a peso. And then I knew that she's from the Philippines. I knew that that's where it was from, but it messed me up pretty good.
Yeah, I saw that pop up.
Uh-oh, you're having internet too? Or is it me?
What?
Who's all free? Because was it just you guys or was it me too? Rob, who's freezing?
That's probably me, dude.
Oh, it seemed like everybody froze on my screen. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, Heavy Meadow's right. He was in a hot tub, and a mortar fell over and started shooting towards people in the hot tub, and he got out to run out of the hot tub and slipped and hit his head.
Ooh.
That's crazy. Now that's a freak accident. You're trying to avoid
Yes.
one bad, and you hit another bad.
There's a reason they have
Yeah. Well,
no
that
running
just goes to
signs at the
show
pool.
you people sitting around in a hot tub drinking doesn't go along with fireworks, okay?
Yeah, no. No, one time I was drinking, and I didn't have any big fireworks or anything, but I still got holes in my shirt, and I was never going to throw that shirt away because I loved it. But they were like, hand Alex. I'm about sick of this internet today. But I was like holding them with my hand, and I forgot to let go because I was so drunk. They were just like little, I don't know, bottle rockets or something, and they popped, and I had holes all over my shirt. And I was like, no, I don't need to drink and mess with fireworks anymore.
Bunch of little bottle rockets, probably.
I think they were bottle rockets, and you're supposed to like sit them in something loose, and I was just holding them too tight and forgot to let go.
You're supposed to sit them in a bottle.
Yeah, well, I was drunk. So you could have told me that I was supposed to throw them, and I probably still would have held on to it.
Oh, I want to show your dad these little plaques I got in here once he gets back in here.
Yeah, I was going to bring him in the office and show him, but I figured if I'd let you show him. Wherever he may be. He just kind of did.
He's good at that. He'll just disappear for a couple minutes and.
Well, I hate when he does it when it's just me and doesn't tell me, because then I'm just like sitting in awkward silence.
Right.
He does it every time. One time, I don't know what it was. I just started saying things, just random things. There he is. Shelby wants to show you something.
What you got? Now she's froze.
It's not me. She's really froze.
I know.
I guess your guys' apartment doesn't like
when
two
she
of you doing it at
freezes
the
like
same
this,
time.
it's when it drops her out.
What's that, Rob?
I guess your internet doesn't like two of you doing it at the same time.
Oh, we're not on the same internet. She's on her phone hotspot.
What is that?
Is that a card?
It looks like a card.
It's a card on a plaque. Hey, if you want to bring it in here, I can just show it on mine. I'll type in the chat.
I can't see what it is.
I'm calling her.
It looks like kind of. Oh, there she went. I knew it was going to happen.
I'm gonna tell her to bring it in here. Oh, she's already in here.
It's real bad.
See? I'll move the mic for you.
I got to get me a nice mic set up like that.
The ones that we got, Rob, are really inexpensive and good quality mics.
Put it up there.
Oh, that's that picture.
Is that Damon Bailey?
Yeah. Hang
Oh,
on.
that's cool.
Let me go full screen.
Oh, heck yeah.
There's that one.
So, Rob, do you know who that is?
No.
So, Damon Bailey played in the – oh, my God. Love those cards. So,
Did you guys just get those?
Damon Bailey was probably one of the most highly recruited – oh, heck yes. That's gushing, man, gushing. Like, biggest man crush ever right there.
Colin said, wow.
Damon Bailey was one of the most highly touted high school talents to ever come out of the state of Indiana. He was recruited in 6th grade by Indiana University and Bob Knight. They knew at that point.
Right. Peyton said,
Wow.
Shelby holding IU. What is this?
Ended up being a very good college player. Did not have the gumption to be a pro, but was probably one of the best high school players to ever play the game in this area. Definitely in the Midwest. He coaches girls varsity basketball, but he was a phenomenal player in high school and college.
So he never made it in the pros?
I don't know if he got drafted or not. I usually give up on players when they go to the NBA for the most part, but I don't remember him getting drafted. I could look.
You talk about Bobby Knight being your man crush. You don't know who my man crush is?
Tom Brady.
No.
Jameis Winston.
No, my man crush is Mike Rowe.
Dirty Jobs, Mike Rowe.
Do what?
Dirty Jobs, Mike Rowe.
Yes. I love Mike Rowe. I think Mike Rowe's the funniest freaking guy in the world. I'm impressed you guys knew who he was.
I love that show, man.
They brought it back. They brought it back briefly. He did like 6 episodes after it went off. But his favorite tagline was here at Dirty Jobs, safety is job 3. And I thought that was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, just to make it even better for Damon Bailey, he was drafted in the 2nd round, 1994, I think it says, and he was drafted by the Indiana Pacers. But I don't think his NBA career lasted very long.
Oh, another question. Did Tim Tebow stick with the team or did he get cut?
I think he stuck with the team.
I think so. I didn't hear anything about him getting cut because we would have heard all about it.
He acted like he was going to get cut, though.
Yeah, he kept seeing all these stories. Is this the last week for Tim Tebow?
Man, I've been seeing a lot of funny stuff, like jokes and stuff about that, about other old former players coming back to play as tight end. I wonder who's gonna, if Tim Tebow plays with the Jags this year, I wonder who's gonna sell more jerseys, Trevor Lawrence or Tim Tebow.
5 days ago, Jacksonville Jaguars head coach Urban Myers believes that Tim Tebow can make the transition from quarterback to tight end. This is 5 days ago.
They'll make a play for TV.
Well, he still looks like he's in great shape.
Well, he played like European sports for a while.
Played baseball.
Baseball, yeah.
He just retired from the Mets organization.
Yeah, the Mets. But he played over in Europe somewhere. Or I thought he played
Canadian League football.
It might have been Canadian League football, but I thought he played football over in Europe.
I don't see him making the team, but if he does not make the team, I bet you that they bring him back as some kind of a coach.
Maybe. I mean, Urban Meyer's kind of in some shit right now. All these teams that just got fined. Washington got fined like $10 million, and Ron Rivera's wife is over the team right now until everything gets figured out. And I know the 49ers, the Cowboys, and the Jaguars all got fined, and Urban Meyer got his own separate fine.
Why not keep Tebow as your backup tight end when he can also fill in as your third quarterback, and you can save the third quarterback position?
He'd be like a Taysom Hill option type.
I think that sounds perfect for him.
Yeah, list him as TE/QB, and he fills two positions.
Yeah, but you could also, yeah, exactly like the Taysom Hill thing. But since you know he's got the arm and stuff, you can do some of those like, where wide receivers throw the ball. Yeah, like a wildcat play. Well,
wildcat. Yeah, look what Jameis Winston did in the playoff, or did to the Bucs with that pass play.
Yeah, it was a nice pass too for once.
Yeah, he can throw the ball. He just throws it to the right guy. Tim Tebow, spiritual coach.
That would make a play for DB. Yeah.
Yeah, I can sit here and tell you guys, my face hurts.
Looks a little burnt.
Did you get to see the picture? Shelby was working.
Oh yeah, show me that picture.
Dude, look at him from like yesterday. No, he doesn't look that bad today.
It's not even the picture. It's the look on his face. On his face for when he sent it.
It's only 9:22 in California. It's midnight here.
Man. I feel you.
It matches my shirt.
That was 7 hours on Clearwater Beach in a windstorm yesterday.
The Red Raccoon.
The Red Raccoon. Yeah, he's Red Rob now.
Red Rob.
Red Devil Rob.
Oh my gosh.
It's 12:30.
Yeah, you know what? I was surprised Sean didn't come over because after we closed the other stream down, we hung out and BS for a while, and he was there until I came over here, which was like almost 5 till. So.
I found out something real quick when I set my StreamYard up the night before for my Sunday morning chat. I'll leave like a message saying, "See you good people at 9 a.m." Well, if I open up my computer like at 10 to 9 and like 5 people have left me comments, when the chat starts and your chat records for YouTube, any comment before the official start time at 9 a.m., those get wiped away because it doesn't count before the official start. So there was a guy that said, "Hey, I want to meet up with you and go metal detecting." And I went back to look to see who it was. And since he said it before 9, it wiped it off the chat.
I didn't know that. I thought all
I didn't know that either.
Dude, Red Rob Coon.
Poor Rob, man. God dang it. But
Even the lady I door knocked today, she said, "You look like a lobster."
Oh my God. You've lived a very prosperous life your whole life, and you're taking ridicule from a couple 20-somethings and over being red as hell.
Denise said, "You're an idiot, and I don't feel sorry for you."
That's exactly what my wife would have said.
But she did. My lovely girlfriend did go out and buy me a whole bottle of Noxzema, and I'm telling you something. You put that on there, it is so nice and cool.
I don't see how, honestly, how that affected you that badly from living in that sunlight all the time.
It hurts a lot, but it's a little worse than I've done before, but I've been super enough to do a couple things like this before. So, and it's usually when I'm water detecting and it's bouncing off the water and coming up under my hat. Yesterday was just the sand and because it was too rough to get in the water yesterday. Yeah, heavy metal, eczema on sunburn's a special thing.
Oh shit. Oh. Yeah, it was I have to admit, I would have been right there with you if I had given the opportunity to play in the aftermath of the hurricane.
Well,
Yeah,
originally they said they were going to keep the beach closed till midnight. So me and Denise were texting each other, and she's like, "I'm ready to go at 5 a.m." And I go, "No, they've got the causeway closed with the cops. You can't get down there." So about 9 or 10, I got up like 9 o'clock because I was up at 3:30. At 3:30 here, it was ugly here. The rain was coming in sideways. The trees were going over, and wind was just bad. The rain was just batting against the windows. The street flooded, and I was like, "Man, this is ugly." And then like 9 o'clock when I got up, the sun was already starting to peek out, and I'm like, and then they were like, "Oh, everything's closed, everything's closed." So I went on the city of Clearwater's, and it says, "Due to the storm moving out faster, we have now reopened Clearwater Beach ahead of schedule." And I was like, "Yeah."
When you got out there, how many people were out there detecting that day?
5.
I love how he had a number just like ready. Like he was ready for you to ask him that.
Because somebody else asked that in the other chat tonight.
Makes sense.
There was a married couple there, and he had a PI machine and she had a Vanquish, and they were gridding the beach all the way from the wet sand line up to the garbage can line. But they're professionals. All they do is look for rings. They go from beach to beach and look for rings, because I would detect after them, and then he would come over to me. He'd see me dig something. He'd go, "What do you find?" I go, I got a quarter, or I got a nickel, or I got this. And he goes, I just did this. And I was sitting there thinking, because you guys are just looking for rings. And we watched them. We took a bunch of breaks. Denise brings 2 lawn chairs that she pulls in a little trolley, so we can take breaks with our cooler. But this couple just went up and down the beach for 5 straight hours. And I was like, see, that's not fun. That's work right there. They're making this a job, and it's working. They just looked fucking miserable.
I don't know. That I don't want it to be work. I'm still determined.
If you're not out there having fun, it's not worth doing.
Don't get me wrong. I like finding gold and rings and stuff like that, but there's multiple goals involved. I just want to have a good time. I don't
see. There's nothing better to me than the day you and I hunted with Troy, and all 3 of us came home with silver that day. That is a perfect day when one guy doesn't go home feeling slighted from the other guys. You got 2 Wheaties and silver. I got silver, three or 4 Wheaties and a silver ring, and Troy got 2 silvers and 6 or 7 Wheaties. It was just a great day for everybody.
Oh yeah, it was cool. Troy came in and hung out for a little bit tonight.
Yep, I
did
saw
see
that.
him in there.
I tried to promote him up a little bit to help him out.
I'll tell you the funniest thing, guys. You guys are gonna laugh your ass off at this. We were up at Florida Hunt 7 there in Gainesville in February, and I had taken a table out of the big tent that everybody was having lunch, because I put it outside because it was really chilly and I wanted to be able to warm up some sitting outside. So I'm sitting there eating my lunch, and Nugget Noggin, Michael came by, the young guy, and he sat at the closest table inside the tent. And then Troy sees me and he comes sit down next to me. So I said over to Nugget Noggin, I said, "Hey, how's your channel doing?" And he goes, "Oh, right now I'm stuck at 375,000 subscribers." And Troy just about spit his drink out. He's like, "Yeah, I'm stuck at 375. I'm having trouble getting over that hump." And I was just rolling on the floor, because here's this guy at 375,000 subscribers. Yeah, I'm stuck at 375,000. Gee, that's a nice problem to have.
Yeah, I mean, for fuck's sake, and they say, and he's getting 50,000 and 60,000 views, a video regardless. That's pretty good money no matter what.
My one video that went viral with 20,000 views made me about $180. So if you take that times 50,000 on a weekly thing, he's bringing in thousands a month.
Oh yeah. That's what I like about.
Even Merrill with 11,000 subscribers, between his money he was making, his clad, his recycling, his T-shirts, and his Amazon and I was ready to say Netflix, his Amazon and Calico, and what his channel revenue was making after less than a year of having his channel that size, he was bringing in $1,600 a month. If I brought in $1,600 a month, I'd be doing that full time. I'd be living on easy. My bills are so low. If I made $1,600 a month, I'd be living on easy. I'd be traveling the country metal detecting like Aqua Chigger.
You know what's hilarious is, Rob, I've actually emulated just about everything that Merrill's done.
The one thing he doesn't do that I do is he doesn't do giveaways.
I noticed that. I like doing them. I don't know. It's not.
They've worked. I've done one every 100 subscribers, and it's taken 3.5 years for my channel to get where it's at. But I never in my life thought I'd be at 2,000 subscribers. I am very happy the way I've built this up slow and steady.
Yeah, I agree with, that's funny because I've never really watched Nugget Noggin or Aqua Chigger. I didn't watch either one of them based on that I don't like their names.
Well, it's funny, and I'm going to tell you guys this, and I know we're not supposed to speak bad. Heavy metal detective. I'm going to tell you guys this, and you're not. We're all supposed to be this big happy family. I like Nugget Noggin and Aqua Chigger were two of the first channels I found. But when I was watching one of Aqua Chigger's videos, if you watch Nugget Noggin on a river, he picks up everything. He takes every piece of trash, every can, everything, and he puts it in his kayak. I watched Aqua Chigger on several of his river videos pick up cans, show them off, and then drop them back in the river. And the second he did that, I unsubscribed, and I've never watched another one. When he shows the trash in a river and he chooses not to pick it up, that violates every ethic rule out there.
That's fair.
Luke, Anglo metal detecting in Great Britain, was part of that show that they did over there with him, and that's exactly what he said. He said that everything he does is just for show, and he is just and he'll drop his trash right where he found it.
That's crazy.
I mean, that you're supposed to clean up the environment. That's the one thing that that's the one benefit that you got. Hey, what are you doing? I'm metal detecting. Oh, were you leaving holes? No, and I'm also cleaning up trash as I go. I mean,
now Dalton and I were detecting in Clearwater about 3 weeks ago, and he found this little park in this out of this way neighborhood, and there was like 3 houses on a dead end street, and there was nothing in this park. The city had just taken like a dog walk park, and they put a couple of picnic tables there, and there was no swings, no amenities, just like 2 picnic tables right next to this woods. So we're detecting, and we weren't finding crap. We were getting a few clad, but it was like really, there was an old house there, and we were getting like foundation bricks and stuff. We weren't getting anything. And all of a sudden, we heard this voice behind us. You can't be doing that. That's illegal. And we turn around, and there's 2 guys and a woman from the house across the street that we had heard talking when we pulled up. And I said, yes, we can. It is legal in the city of Clearwater. And he went, I don't think it is. And I go, well, we've been doing parks in the city of Clearwater for years. And the lady walks over to one of my plugs, and she goes, look at this hole you left. And I go, where? Right here. This ground is disturbed. And I go, no. That's not what you said. You said that's a hole. I said, you folks didn't walk up, introduce yourselves. You folks didn't walk up and say hi. You walked up, and the first word out of his mouth is we're doing something illegal. And the first word out of your mouth was we left holes. I said, that's a flat out lie. So since you walked up to me and started lying, you have no credibility with me at all. And you 3 people can leave because you're just a couple of bullies. And they were 3 people my age. And the 3 of them turned around. And one guy was like, I'm going to check on that. I go, you knock yourself out checking on that, partner.
Don't let the door hit you.
And I'll tell you something. I'm usually a much better ambassador for the hobby of that. But those fucking people pissed me off, boy. Let me tell you.
It's a bunch of Karens.
That's exactly what I thought. That when I was like, yeah, she's a Karen.
Oh man, I can't with people. Like, people don't know how to mind their own business, first of all. Like that's I feel like half of the world's problems would be solved if people mind their own business.
See, heavy metal, treasure hunters, environmental saviors. Now, I know a lot of people don't like the Hoover Boys. I've hunted with the Hoover Boys. I can dispel any bad rumors about the Hoover Boys. I've been there watching Kurt pull all that iron out. And when they show you that big clear bucket that they tip down and show you all that, they truck all that out of there. They are cleaning up every farmer's field they're in, getting rid of all that iron. And yeah, even Pat will tell you, you change the soil for the better when you take that iron out of there.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Or if you ever go back, I don't know if Pat still posted it, but if you ever went back, some guy, Pat was on some video talking about how the metals change, and he was talking about the metal composition of the dirt and the minerals in the soil. And some guy left a comment saying, "You need not to talk about that because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about." And I am telling you, Pat lost his mind. He is a formal soil and mineral engineer. He owned his own company that he sold to his partner for like $1 million. Pat knows his shit when it comes to soil, and Pat lost his mind on this guy, and he did it really. I mean, through engineer speak, and basically the guy had to send him a comment saying, "I apologize. I had no idea you were a minerals engineer," and it was freaking great.
Wow. That's the thing. It's really that's one of the strangest things because, our hobby really is based on the kindness of others, and every chance you got, you have got to take care of the people that let you hunt because without them, you're not digging anything.
I must have thanked that lady 6 or 7 times today. I even asked her, I showed her this. I even asked her, I said, "I don't know if this is silver or not, but would you like this?" And she says, "Oh, honey, you worked your butt off for all these finds today. You're more than welcome to keep that."
Yeah, that's the kind of people I want to be around.
I don't metal detect, but I enjoy watching people do it.
And I'll tell you something. I love Merrill, but I look at some of Merrill's plugs, and I think they're the shittiest plugs in the world. And I love Merrill, and I want to hunt with them, but sometimes I'm screaming at the TV, "Merrill, put that plug in better."
And you know what? He admits it.
Yeah, he does sometimes. I'll tell you who does a phenomenal plug. If you ever hunt with Troy and you get done a yard, it looks like nobody's even been there. Troy is meticulous with his plugs.
Yeah,
that's why it was hilarious when that guy came out and yelled at us on the curb strip after Troy found those 2 standing liberties, and we'd screamed it when those 2 standing liberties came out of the same hole, and the guy came out and goes, "What are you guys doing in our yard? My yard?" Troy's like, "We're not in your yard." "Yes, you are." And it's funny because if he'd have walked out there, he wouldn't even be able to see where Troy dug because the plugs were absolutely perfect. I couldn't even see it when I filmed it.
Yeah, and that's the other part of it. It's a little harder where you're at to do a perfect plug because of the sand content.
Mm-hmm.
But look how many holes we dug in that real little yard. Just look how many holes we dug. I bet we dug 60 holes aside, 50, 60 holes, and I could hardly tell where any of them were.
And after that rainstorm that we had as we left, if we went back there, you would have never known we were there after that rainstorm.
What time do you think you're going to be this way tomorrow, Boo?
I feel like you don't ever listen to me.
Well, estimate.
I said after the stream, I have to give both of my 100-pound dogs baths, which I have no idea how long it's going to take me because I have to replace my shower head before because I couldn't do it by myself today. I replaced one of them, but I couldn't replace the dog's bathroom. And so I don't know how long that's going to take, and then I don't know how long it's going to take to give my animals baths. So then I don't know what time I'm going to bed, so I have no idea what time I'm waking up.
So I should count.
The goal, Shelby has to work at 3 tomorrow. The goal is to be over there in enough time that she can go and then still make it to work on time.
Oh, okay.
But if it doesn't happen,
that's
it's either
good.
going to be morning or it's going to be after 3 o'clock, one or the other.
Gotcha. So I didn't know that the intent was for her to go. I didn't know if you were just going to try to sneak off, how you were going to handle it.
Yeah, but if she goes, we can get more things.
Okay. Well, I will be around in town and up between the hours of 11 and 5.
That's a really broad set of time.
Well, while you two get your schedule done, I still haven't taken a shower yet from detecting today, so I got to go get a shower and then knock Zima up the face here.
We're about done, Rob. We know because she's got work to do with the house. But hey, this time went by so fast. Thanks for hanging with us, dude.
Yeah, I can't believe
It's always a blast with you
2
guys.
hours. Rob, you're more than welcome at any show we ever have because, one, you'll argue with me, and I like that. And here lately, me and Dad have been in too much of an agreement on everything. And so I need someone to argue. And since Colin's been in California and I haven't seen him in a month, he's the one that usually gets me going. But now it's you that's arguing with me, and so I appreciate you way more than you know.
Well, thank you, and I have been bragging to everybody how nice Shane and his family was, and how nice of a thing it was you did giving me the stadium ticket. And I've just been talking to everybody about it. I really enjoyed that, and it was really a big surprise. So thank you so much.
I'm actually, I was mad at Dad for not telling you, but I'm glad it ended up being a surprise.
It did work out real well.
It made me real happy that you were so happy to do it because I said that I was gonna do it, and I told you weeks ago or before the trip that I wanted to do it, but I had no idea if I was actually going to be able to because I didn't know how all of that worked, and so it just kind of all fell into place. It turns out for those stadium tours, you have to do them. The tickets for the following week releases on Friday, and I got really lucky and found that out Friday morning before the Friday afternoon when they release them because they always sell out. And so I just got so fortunate with all of that, and so everything kind of just fell into place all at once. And so I'm so happy that we all got to go do that.
Well, I was excited that they were very reasonably priced tickets, and I've already told Denise. I said, come October, I'm seriously thinking of taking it to Denise because she's as big as a Bucks fan as me. And if you go to my Facebook page, there's a picture of us standing in front of the pirate ship in the stadium when one of our customers gave us tickets to go to a game 2 years ago. So we've been in front of the pirate ship, but we never had any idea we could go on the pirate ship. So
Well, the thing of it was, they could have charged a couple more dollars for the passes for that, but for that for at least a couple more dollars, they probably could have afforded to turn the air conditioning on.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's why we're going to go in October.
Well, I didn't know that Tampa Bay didn't own that stadium. I was still going to go whether it be 100 or 10 degrees.
The apparel shop felt really nice at the end.
Yeah, I was like, well, it makes sense for them to at least have that on since it's open all year round. I'm glad
but you realize how popular the
Bucks
Bucks are here right now when it's $80,000 for that skybox suite, and you have to put up a minimum of 3 years, and they're sold out.
That's insane.
It
that's
is insane.
crazy.
You're exactly right. That's insane.
That sounds like some Lambeau Field kind of stuff. You have to get on a wait list to even get tickets to go to a game, normal seats. I was talking to Shelby's boss at work, and I guess he's a Green Bay fan. I don't even know how he knew that, but he said it'll take you a couple years to be able to get tickets unless they're given to you to go to Green Bay.
Oh yeah, there's people that will those to their kids. You're never going to see those tickets.
Yeah, and so I would have had to, if I wanted to go this year, I'd had to get in the waiting list 5 years ago, at least.
Well, my next trip to Baltimore back to see family, I really would like to get to see Camden Yards.
That would be pretty cool. Honestly, I like that's the baseball field, right?
Baltimore.
Yeah, I really like the color scheme of their team. Something about it just draws me to. I love their uniforms. I love their color scheme, and so I feel like it would be cool to go there and see how they do things and stuff. Because if you ever come to Ohio, we can go to Great American Ballpark as many times as you want because I love it there.
I talked to my sister up in Kansas City, and I told her that we did the Tampa tour and that you had been up to Kansas City and been up there. They have done her and her wife have done the tour of Chief Stadium.
That would be so awesome. I would love to see like the behind the scenes of Arrowhead too. Like, I mean, for my first stadium tour, you would think that stadium we went to would be the last one I wanted to go to, but that one was definitely number one on my list. And so the fact that it was my first one, I got to knock out, that was super awesome. Like, I would pictured it being any other field before that one because
and
I
you
love
want to
that
know
one.
something? You want to know something cool? Her chiropractor, who's now retired, he had a young son, I guess, starting at 12 or 13. Every summer vacation when he was off school, they would try and go to 3 or 4 different stadiums, and he wanted to, before his son got 18, to go to every baseball stadium in the country.
That's crazy too. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, it's been on my bucket list since I even like knew what football was. Like, I wanted to go to all of them. Even if I couldn't see a game at all of them, I wanted to go to all of them and see the insides and outs of them.
Rob, what was your
Alrighty,
first
I'm going to
football
call it
game?
night. Tell Miss Shelby to have a good night.
Absolutely. I think
And
she's
guys,
in the chat.
Shane, talk to you soon, buddy.
Later,
See you
man.
later, Rob.
Take care, guys.
Could you imagine Brockton photobombing Bucks fans unexpectedly? I mean, all Patriots fans are Bucks fans now, so like it wouldn't even be photobombing. He'd just be one of them. I wouldn't be surprised if he owns a Buccaneers Tom Brady jersey. Like, I actually would not be surprised at all. Are you eating a donut?
Boiled egg.
Oh, it looked like a powdered donut. And I was like, it is almost 1 a.m. Why are you eating a powdered donut?
Dude, I haven't had any extra sugar in like 2 weeks.
I was trying to, while you guys were talking, but I was trying to look up the stuff about Aaron Rodgers so we could get into it. Oh, since we're live, and I didn't know if Colin still wanted to do it at all, but I was having a conversation with Philip the other day, and because, we're getting close to the NFL, we need to get our fantasy team thing situated. And Philip suggested that we do the entire fantasy draft on one of our Monday live streams.
Is Colin gonna?
Colin made a comment that he would be down to do it, and I didn't know if that was like 2 months ago, so I didn't know if he still wanted to. And we need to get that started soon. And Shelby wouldn't be able to be present because of her work schedule change, but she is, has time that she can still answer her phone and be semi-present. As long as I don't get screwed and I have a shitty quarterback, I'll be fine. And since there's going to be like less than probably 10 of us, we'll all have a good chance to have good players.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I told him, I said, listen, let me talk to Dad this week, and I just forgot about it because we got talking about everything else, and I just didn't think about it. But
well, when you come over tomorrow, if you come later and you have time, I'll show you what we did a couple of years ago for the one that I was in before.
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely get together because you have that one, and I have the one, the format that me and Shelby, the other team that we're in, the other fantasy league that we're in. And if we do it that way, and if it's only like 5 of us, like me, you, Shelby, Colin, if he wants, Philip, and maybe Amanda. I don't know how she does about fantasy sports. I don't know if that's like her thing or not. But it's relatively easy, and I'll be able to show you most of it. And plus, I have the guy at work that got me and Shelby into this league. He can, teach me everything on how to use it that I need to know. But so far, Shelby played an entire season in that league last year, but I wasn't present for that. Some guy dropped out this year, and I just took his team. So I'm on my first. I stay on a farm and hike and camp to get service like now until October when I go home. I'd suck because I can only get online here and there. Less as the grow season goes. Wait, what are you doing in California, by the way?
He's cultivating
What are you cultivating?
peanuts.
Weed? You're 49ers? You're mining gold? So you're living out in California right now to be a farmer. Am I getting you correctly? Why didn't you go to Colorado, dude?
Because I think that's where his friend's at.
Oh, I knew. For some reason, I thought the California trip had something to do with. He has a son. Yeah, I thought it had to do with his son. Cultivating legal stuff and getting gold until October. So you are a 49er right now. Okay, so I knew you went to do something. I only caught I actually caught a whole different story, and so I had no idea why you were there. That's a long time. Helping a friend helping me. I understand. I definitely get it. Well, while you're here and we have your attention, if you want to do a league or be in the league, even though you won't be back until mid-season, you can tell us your top however many players at each position, and we can draft you a team, and I can run it for you and not try to make you lose until you get back and then hand it back over to you. I'm a good enough person to not intentionally make you lose.
Oh.
And if you don't want to, because you are busy, you can laugh when nobody drafts Lamar Jackson.
I don't think anybody's going to pick Lamar, so he can just have him, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you do go in the league, you're probably going to get him. I don't think Shelby would, and I know for a fact Phillip wouldn't. He's going to go after Baker Mayfield, and if Aaron Rodgers commits to a team, Aaron Rodgers most likely.
What if Aaron Rodgers commits to Cleveland?
That wouldn't happen. I mean, it could happen, but he'd still take – those would still be the two quarterbacks he took.
Yeah, do you think if Cleveland had the opportunity to get Aaron Rodgers with a team that's capable, the only question on the team is the quarterback play, do you think they would take Aaron Rodgers and push Baker Mayfield aside? And I say that answer is absolutely true.
I don't think they'd keep him, though, as a second quarterback. I think they would trade him, which is why it would be stupid. Why would you take somebody at his age when you have someone who can potentially grow into being that good? If Cleveland's smart, they'll stay away from the Aaron Rodgers talk. And I never thought I would say, shying away from a veteran quarterback would be smart. But Baker Mayfield's young. He's not a bad quarterback. He's got a really good arm. He just needs to mature a little and not get hit as much because he had a lot of injury issues with his ribs and stuff last year.
But you can't teach speed, and he's slow. You can't teach height, and he's small for a quarterback.
I mean, he's not as small as Russell Wilson or Kyler Murray.
But what do they have that he doesn't?
Yeah, but they said that they think Kyler Murray throws so many interceptions because he's not even 6 feet tall and can't see over his line. He's fast, but he's really small. Russell Wilson is not fast, but is mobile, but really small, which I would compare a Russell Wilson to a Baker Mayfield. I'm not saying Russ is better or Baker's better in that sense, but Baker is bigger than Russell, and a little bit faster. He's just kind of, like I said, it's just like the conversation with Josh Allen needing to mature to get better. And then what happened last year was he really grew up in a year. Like, that's what Baker needs. He needs to be able to settle down, not get flustered over a one bad play and let it wreck a game. Like, he just needs a little bit of maturity, and I think he'll be set.
I just kind of have the feeling that he's gonna flop this year, and they're gonna lynch him in Cleveland.
I mean, I hope so. I don't like him. You think I mean, he's got more commercials than he has playoff games. Like, you think I enjoy seeing his commercial every other commercial? No, I don't like that guy. I don't like his face. But if I had to rank the 32 starting quarterbacks this year, even though we can't confirm which are going to be all 32 of them, I still think Baker would make it in the top 50%.
Oh, he's in the top. He might be top 12 in both conferences in the whole NFL.
Yeah, out of the 32 starters, I would put him in the top at least 15, but maybe top 10.
I mean, it's just as far as the AFC goes, he's behind Mahomes, Allen, Herbert.
Would you put him ahead or behind Lamar based on NFL play, not college play?
I don't know. I don't know that I would make.
I would take Baker over Lamar if I had never seen either of them play in college. Because Lamar cannot replicate what he did in college.
They're both limited to some degree.
I'm like, Baker's more accurate, precise than Lamar, and I think Lamar's fast. He can run the ball. He can do the option plays. But so can Baker. Maybe he doesn't get as far, but he can still get first downs on running plays. But Baker can actually throw the ball every single play and be more fine than if Lamar had to throw the ball every single play.
Yeah, I just look at him as the same guy with different talent sets.
Yeah, I see that too. I can tell you one thing. Neither of them, and also Joe Burrow, is not the worst quarterback in the AFC North.
No, you can make the argument that right now that Joe Burrow may be the best quarterback in the AFC North, even only playing 10 games.
Over Lamar. No, look, I would take Baker or Joe Burrow over Lamar. Like, it's not that I don't like him, but I just don't like him.
It's not that I don't like him, but I just don't like him.
Okay, if he played somewhere else that was not in a more run-first offense and he did well, I would like him. The only other team that he fits in right now would be Minnesota, based on what offense he knows.
I thought that Lamar would fit well within Denver.
No, nobody fits well in Denver until they get their shit together. Aaron Rodgers deserves to go there.
Oh.
No, dude, like, seriously, like, if Lamar could get put in a situation where it was a pass-first offense and he could lead a team to the playoffs, and have maybe about the same ranked defense as he has now, because I am not going to say anything bad about last year and the year before Ravens defense. This year coming is another story. I think they really screwed up in the offseason, and they have a bad defense now. But from this past year and the year before that, those 2 seasons defense and a pass-first offense, and he succeeds and throws 300 yards a game, 3 or 4 touchdowns a game, and still able to run like he does on occasion, I would have a lot of respect for him. But he was not put into that situation. Where he's at now, they have a playbook that is just all running. And, they only throw if they need help. Like, that's the only time. And so, if you look at Lamar in college, you're going to look, oh, that's going to be the best NFL quarterback we've ever seen. But he was not put into the correct position to be able to show that. And so, therefore, I cannot put him over anybody until I can see that.
Yeah, I would love Lamar if he had a Teddy Bridgewater arm and brain.
I mean, he goes live on Instagram every single day at the club, and he's just holding a whole bottle of something, and he's got sunglasses on, it's pitch black inside, and there's just music and lights, and he just for 5 minutes, and then he just turns his live off. He's an idiot. And look, I get he's very young, but we're not all the way out of COVID, first of all. So stop going to the club. Chris Paul got, kicked out of 2 games of the playoffs because he hugged his family on the sidelines. Don't be stupid. You're about to go into training camp. Don't be stupid. So. Sorry, I froze.
Yep, you froze.
But Lamar is not very mature. He's not put in a very good position to have to throw the ball. And so, look, he's got Sammy Watkins. Okay, so he's got a receiver for 5 weeks of the season. He's got, Hollywood Brown, who's a good receiver, but he's going to have to be their number one. And then they've got Mark Andrews, which, Mark Andrews, hell of a tight end. But realistically, what their offense looks like right now to me is we drive the ball 40 yards and rely on Justin Tucker all season. That's what it feels like this season's going to be like. The Steelers are going to be dog shit. The Bengals are going to be like the Cincinnati Reds. They're going to have one of the best teams in the league and probably still not hit 500, even though they should. And then you have the Browns, who are going to easily take the division. And then you're going to have Baltimore, who should be top dog, but aren't going to get past. They're probably going to beat the Browns both times in the regular season, but the Browns are still going to finish ahead of them.
Oh, are you ready to watch dogs?
No.
I'm ready to go to bed.
That's why I started bringing up football, so I could push away from having to do that some more. I hate it. It's fine because Cora, she's the bigger one and the dirtier one, but she likes taking a bath, so it's really easy. But it's the fact that it takes 5,000 years for her to dry. And she's bigger than my bathtub now.
Well, I'm ready.
All right, so think about it, the fantasy football, and and I'll have a conversation with Philip, see which day which Monday he's going to be available, so we can kind of plan that ahead of time, because I know for sure he wants to, and Shelby will be at work, but Mondays aren't that busy, and she'll be able to at least participate, even if she's not on screen, and I'm good for most Mondays. I'll look at my schedule. I know there's a Monday in 3 weeks that I for sure I'm off Monday through Friday, and it's awesome. So that one would probably be perfect. Small tent, mountain lions, black bears, and Glocks. Oh my. Hey Colin, it was nice chatting with you tonight since we hadn't really seen you too much, but we're looking forward to October to have you back and some yelling some random facts at us. But well, I'll try to figure some stuff out this next couple of days. We'll get rolling. We're definitely going card hunting tomorrow.
Right on.
Or I'll call you when I wake up.
Good enough.
I love you, and I love
you too.
everybody else in this.
Pros again. Bye.